everybody. Welcome to Gibbs Stadium in Spartanburg, South Carolina for another edition of Inside Wofford Football with head coach Sean Watson, brought to you by Yokohama. Well, for the Wofford Terriers, man, it's once again a very competitive first half. Things looking pretty good at halftime. And then some breakdowns in the second half. ETSU beats Wofford on homecoming weekend here in Spartanburg, 24-7. And Coach Watson, I know I'm sounding like a broken record because the last couple of days have gone like this, but your defense is standing on its head. You're just not getting the full 60 minutes, I guess, from every phase of the game. And in a very tough league, that will bite you sometimes.
No, it does. You've got to play 60 minutes of football, and you got to be on task, on cue for 4 quarters. And we got a little loose. We played a good first half. Especially defensively, operate the game plan the way we wanted. The second half, we got a little loose and gave up some big plays, and then offensively we impeded our progress, and you can't do that.
Well, coming up, we will take a look back at the highlights for the ETSU game. Look ahead to a place that has given the Terriers fits over the years, a trip to Birmingham, Alabama to take on the Sanford Bulldogs. And what does Sean Watson look for in a Terrier? That's next here on Inside Wofford Football, brought to you by Yokohama.
It doesn't matter if you're 8 years old or 80 years old, your body is your strongest tool. Spartanburg Regional Sports Medicine Institute is here to push you to the next level. With 2 convenient locations, our doctors can diagnose, treat, and heal at our North Grove Medical Park and Star Center offices to get you back in the gym, in the game, and to the next level. We never quit because you never quit. For more information, call 560-BONE.
And welcome back. You knew going into the ETSU game that this would be a battle of, first of all, 2 very good defenses. Wofford came in ranked number 1 against the pass in the Southern Conference. ETSU's defense was number 2 against the run. So you knew for a while it was going to be, as my broadcast partner Tom Henson says, 2 mules fighting over a turnip sometimes. In that first half, boy, it was really played between the 20s. Tough, physical football, especially on the defensive side.
Whenever I think everybody tries to build their team through their defense first, and they've done a nice job of building that defense. They brought some guys with them from Gardner-Webb who have really been big pieces of that puzzle, and they're a really good defense. And it was a head knocker both sides of the ball.
Wofford had a hard time getting things going offensively, but the good thing for the Terrier defense is they came to play early with 2 huge plays in the first half.
That's all I know. So
I concur.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, in the backfield, Wofford on the reverse. Couple of guys get in there. The play is going to be made by Isaiah Mananga, but getting in there and disrupting everything was Caleb Oliver, the true freshman.
Yeah, they blew this play up from the start. You can see the pressure comes immediately, and ETSU was still able to get the reverse handoff off, but Mananga was right there. What a job by the Terriers defensively to blow that up, force the Buccaneers into third very long.
Now it's 3rd and Irwin for ETSU. 3rd and 20. Ball all the way back at their own 19. Where if Wofford just do that umbrella at the 6. Plenty of time for King. He may let one fly. He does. Deep, and it's intercepted. Making the play for the Terriers.
Eli
Campbell, the nickelback who took it right away from Guyurdetz, and Wofford's got the first takeaway of the game.
Now that's not a horrible situation for ETSU. That's basically a punt on 3rd down. In fact, they've got a great punter in Brackett, but that's Terriers are going to take over right outside their own 30. So really nothing lost there by the Bucs.
That's Wofford's 17th takeaway of the season defensively, 5th in the nation, and their 11th interception of the year.
Eli Campbell, the first of 2 interceptions on the game for the reserve defensive back. The second one, Coach, gave great field position, and you're trying to make something happen. I think he got the ball outside the 30-yard line, and Again, Bryce Corson in a quarterback was making all the plays. They were a tough defense. What was working and what wasn't working offensively?
Well, we were trying to obviously run the football. That was a big part of our game plan. We wanted to huddle, slow down their offense. So there's strategy for both sides of the ball. It just wasn't one-dimensional. We're trying to help our defense by huddling and taking time off the clock. And then, when you get a short field like that, you have to turn those into points. We missed the field goal, which, and we don't want field goals. I'll be honest with you, we want touchdowns. So long story short, that was a setback for us because you've got to score in those situations. And we had a short field, got to finish.
So it's 3-0. We're late in the second quarter. Both teams just kind of punching and counter-punching, and then they get a little drive going at the end of the half. And I know your special teams has been much maligned, but they came up really, really big on the final play of the second half.
Screen page, and King couldn't find him.
Ewan Johnson from 39. He's 1 for 2 today. Wofford blocks it. Picks it up. Can they scoop and score at the end of the half? Minot has it. Jameis Minot is just going to go down, and that is how the first half will end. I'm not sure which Terrier got it, but it might be Isaiah Wadsworth.
Okay.
And he got in there quickly. Wadsworth with the field goal block. Minot picks it up, and somehow it's only a 3-point game at halftime between Wofford and ETSU.
Isaiah Wadsworth with the block. It's 3-0 going to halftime. They had scored 30 or more in a bunch of games lately, so you had to be feeling fairly good about yourselves going into the locker room.
Yeah, we knew we had to stop the quarterback run game because that's what they rely on, and the guys did a great job of that. And we were able to keep them from getting in the red zone, or when they got near or in the red zone, we had red zone stops. So we were doing a great job there defensively. I thought they played a really good first half.
All right, it was 3-0 at halftime. When we come back, we'll take a look at the second half against ETSU next. You're on Inside Wofford Football.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Welcome back. It was a 3-0 game between ETSU and Wofford here at Gibbs Stadium. And I know the third quarter numerically has been a struggle. The points disparity, I don't know if it's adjustments that the other team is making, the offense just sputtering at times, but the third quarter has been a little bit of an issue. Is there anything you attribute that to so far this year?
No, I think, it's always, every game's different. Let's start with that. I think in this one here, we got a little loose, defensively. We got a little loose in special teams, and then offensively, we actually had a really good drive, and we started tightening things up, and then we got loose. We didn't stay on the field, so it was a combination really of us just, finishing our execution, doing your job. Don't try to do somebody else's job. I think in every aspect, I don't care if it's offense, defense, or special teams.
What specifically happened on the punt? I know there was a bit of a high snap, and Sam Spence pulled it down. He's a redshirt freshman. They're bombing in at him, and then he got stripped of the ball. A walk-in touchdown for them. A big momentum change.
Yeah,
for
that
ETSU.
was a big momentum change. It was a high snap. It's handled, it's protected, and Sam just had an impulse decision because he's a young guy. He has done a tremendous job for us all year long. And, it's something he's got to grow through, learn through, and he will. Mitch will do a great job with him and help him get through it, and it's part of my job too. So, he just panicked a little bit, and, if we just let our defense play is the minimum. We just got to let our defense play.
That was the first touchdown of the game scored by the ETSU special teams. The nice part about the response from Wofford after that is Bryce Corson and Jordan Davis put the Terriers right back up on the board.
1-7 for Wofford. 29, Corson on the rollout. Looking the corner wide open, and that's going going to be, oh, did he catch it? He did. Jordan Davis, touchdown Terriers, if he held on to it.
We'll see if they review this.
So the big touchdown has the Terriers right back in the game. Bryce Corriston, I think this was Bryce's 6th or 7th start in 5 years. He's the ultimate team player. Does anything you guys ask of him. How did you think he fared in his first time out there after coming back from being switched to running back this year?
I thought he did a nice job. We've asked Bryce to do a lot, because he can do a lot and he's willing to do a lot. And I thought he managed a really good game. We do not need to turn the ball over. He was secure with the football, and for the most part, he was on target. We had, he had a good handful of drops that would have kept us on the field. Had drives alive, so he made good decisions. He and did a really nice job running the football. Protection breaks down, he can take it and do something with it, and several occasions he did that for us too.
Unfortunately, that was the end of the Terrier scoring for the day. And you mentioned the quarterback in his running game. I thought Jalen King, in the first half, he hurt Wofford through the air. In the second half, he got the legs going. And mobile quarterbacks are just nightmares for defenses. He's a good one. And your defense had been on the field most of the second half. I think time of possession turned out to be an 8-minute difference. And your defense keeps chopping wood, but they will wear down. And King, give him credit. He had a big role in that.
Yeah, he did. They did a nice job. He, got, the one I'm speaking to has got loose part because those same runs we had stopped. So basically, long story short, just, we need to continue to execute the defense. And, that's the nature of their offense is to consume the clock. And they go fast, but they really consume the clock and they use him. And, they broke 2 runs on us. Honestly, we had stopped the first half. So we just got to play sound defense.
Final score, ETSU 24, Wofford 7. Terriers dropped to 3-5, 1-4 in conference play. And a couple of road tests coming up. When we come back, we'll take a look at Wofford at Samford next here on Inside Wofford Football.
Black and gold. Bold. A victory story about to be told. Grit, toughness, and tenacity. A hub of hard work in Hub City. We're on these wins like dogs on a bone. In the zone, our place, in your face, won't leave you alone. Strength, speed, fire, true. I'm sorry, do these things trouble you? We're Wofford College. We fly the W. Ingalls, proud partner of the Wofford Terriers.
Your Wofford experience starts here. And like the generations who have come before, you choose where it takes you.
What's up from Copenhagen?
Experience Wofford.
And welcome back to Inside Wofford Football with head coach Sean Watson. I'm Jim Noble. So a trip to Alabama on the docket this weekend for the Wofford Terriers has been easy. 9 Samford wins in a row over Wofford. We brought SoCon championship teams there in years past and just haven't got the job done there. They have brought the Hatch Attack here to town and had some fairly close games. For whatever reason, Samford has had Wofford's number. I know when you think of Samford first, you think of Coach Hatcher and you think offense. Pretty hard to scheme against defensively.
Well, they are. Coach Hatcher does what he does, and he's they spread the field on you and they play up tempo and. They use everybody inside of that. They use all the receivers. They use their quarterback. They have a quarterback that's a really good runner this year. So he's tweaked his offense towards him a little bit this year, more than in years past that I've seen him. And that's when he's had a passer. And the kid can pass too. I mean, he's a good football player. So they're always a handful on offense because of the scheme and what they do. And then defensively, they have a new coordinator this year who's moved to a little different style of defense, much like we see in our league. So we'll have a reference point on it. It's not a new defense, but they're really good personnel. I think their back end, their secondary is, as I look at them, and because they play man coverage a bunch in quarters, and they're really skilled and really good at all the positions.
Samford may represent how crazy the SoCon, or maybe how good the SoCon is this year. They shocked Mercer. Mercer was undefeated in conference play. The Citadel beat Samford last weekend in Charleston. So the parity top to bottom Southern Conference. Coach and I have talked about it quite a bit. You never know on any given day. We'll see what the Terriers can do down there. It's a 3 p.m. Eastern time kickoff, 2 p.m. Alabama time for Samford and Wofford down in Birmingham. Before we let you go, what makes a Terrier? I get that question from fans and parents and everything all the time, and everybody has the same game tape and measurables, height, weight, what you did in high school or what you did at a previous college. Are there certain traits that you look for, whether it's a player, whether it's a staff member, an assistant coach? What are some of the things that you like to look for that we can't measure in a football player?
Well, I think the first thing you look for in a player is you've got to want to be challenged because we're going to challenge you academically because of the great academic reputation that we have here. And the one that makes us so awesome is that we have great faculty that will challenge you, but will work with you. So you got to be able to communicate, want that degree more than anything else. And you got to be able to go in the classroom and compete, because if you can compete in a classroom, then what we do in football will also add to you. So I think it's a double-edged sword. So we're looking for a guy who wants to, has a skill set. That's always first. That's the first draw. The second thing that we dig into, we vet, we work hard to find out is, the competitor's edge. Does he have it? And where's he trying to go? And then I don't look for anything different in the staff, because we have to do a lot. Our staff has to do a lot here. So you got to embrace doing a lot and want to do a lot and know how that can advance your career and help you as you go through your career later down the road too. So we can add to you. You're just going to get challenged. So it's meeting the challenge is the best way to put it.
We got a lot of guys with those attributes. It's the fun part about being around this program. We wish you the best of luck in Alabama, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Appreciate Coach Watson as always. Appreciate Yokohama for being on board as our sponsor. And we appreciate you for watching Inside Wofford Football. For Sean Watson, I'm Jim Noble. We'll see you again next week.